A Silent Voice is an amazing film that always comes to mind as an underrated film due to the unfortunate time of its release, being around the same time as Your Name. However, I think A Silent Voice is better than Your Name. I think everyone needs to watch A Silent Voice, and I'm going to tell you why. A Silent Voice is a unique film in the fact that, although it's very pretty, it actually uses sound more than anything to portray its message. Like for most of the movie, all the characters except for the ones close to him have X's on their faces. Because of his guilt from his past, he can't open up to people, so instead he shuts them out until he eventually meets up with Nagatsuka, who quickly becomes his friend, and then Shoya starts to open up, even being able to talk to Shoko, which he previously tried and couldn't do. Although I said that A Silent Voice relies heavily on sound to tell its story, the animation quality is some of the best I have ever seen. All of the characters look amazing, and a lot of the scenes are really good, like the scene where Shoya saves Shoko during the fireworks festival. That scene is beautifully done. Even when they were kids, the quality looks really good, and the characters all fit exactly where they're placed in the scene. After Shoya gets put in the hospital, the scenes that follow, Shoko bringing everyone together, look phenomenal. Every moment is almost realistic in look, and it makes everything just look and feel way better. Every time something emotional is happening on screen, it really hits you due to the quality of the animation. The animation in this film is the highest quality around. It makes almost anything around it look average in comparison. You can actually see all the love and care the animators had during the making of this film. It's very clear that the material they were working on hit home with the staff, and so they made it the best they could by pouring everything they had into making this film, so that way the message would get across and people would appreciate the work and even learn from the characters. The story of A Silent Voice is amazing. It's a story about bullying and how to overcome your past by becoming a better person. Now, of course, this is not an original story. A Silent Voice was originally a manga that was then later turned into a movie, but that doesn't detach itself from the original work. A Silent Voice did an amazing job at adapting the original source material by respecting the story and the world that it takes place in. The movie was able to make the story really flow in only 2 hours. They managed to cover all of the most important parts of the original source material and an emotional roller coaster of a movie. At the start of the movie, Shoya is selling all his stuff and is getting ready to commit suicide, but when he meets up with Shoko after all these years, he finds himself unable to jump, and so he tries to make up with Shoko and all his old friends, but along the way he runs into some new friends, and some of his old friends still want nothing to do with him. But by the end of the film, he found that he had changed for the better and is now capable of living a happy life. All of the characters in A Silent Voice are realistic characters that actually feel human and you can relate to. Every time a character goes through an emotional struggle, you can really feel it, and you start to feel the same emotions that they are in that moment. Like when a character is sad, you start feeling sad. I love the fact that each of the characters' struggles start to feel like your own struggles during the course of the movie. The characters make you feel like you're a part of the group and not just a spectator, and that's what makes the characters awesome. The musical composition of this movie is amazing. The OST has real emotion behind it, and that makes the emotions flow better because, like I mentioned earlier, this movie uses sound to make you feel emotion, and the music does a really good job at making you feel the emotion that they want you to feel. A Silent Voice is an amazing masterpiece that pulls at the heartstrings of its viewers and makes a good manga into an amazing film that I think everyone needs to watch, because I think people who haven't seen it will love it even more than Your Name. A Silent Voice is an amazing underrated film that was released at a bad time, but I still feel like it should be enjoyed by everyone.